The Irish Prime Minister, the Taoiseach Micheál Martin, has called on the British government to take a constructive stance in the dispute over the Brexit rules for Northern Ireland. London should recognise that the EU is genuinely interested in a solution for the benefit of the people of Northern Ireland, and that it is also working on a solution with goodwill. The Irish politician said that in a BBC interview that was broadcast on Friday. He said, "Now there is really a need to get into the details so that both sides understand where the common denominators are and solve that." He warned against waiting until Christmas Eve, sounds familiar, as with the Brexit trade agreement last year, before a solution can be found. British Brexit representative David Frost was expected for talks in Brussels on Friday. Most recently, contradicting messages came from him. After recently adopting a more conciliatory tone, he protested on Twitter that this should not be interpreted as deviating London from its tough stance in the dispute. For months, the British government has threatened to partially or completely override the so-called Northern Ireland Protocol I call the Northern Ireland Johnson and Frost Protocol. The Northern Ireland Protocol is part of the withdrawal agreement. It is agreed that the British region will continue to follow the rules of the EU internal market. This is to avoid a hard border between Northern Ireland and the EU member state Ireland. The consequence is that goods must be checked between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. The inner UK customs border is a thorn in the side of loyalists in that region. It is important for the EU so that goods via Great Britain do not enter the Union unchecked. The chief negotiators of the EU and Great Britain expressed themselves surprisingly optimistic after negotiations over the Northern Ireland dispute on Friday. Both sides announced on Friday that progress had been made in the talks. There is the potential to bring a certain dynamic into our discussions, said British Brexit Minister David Frost after the meeting with EU Commissioner Maros Šefčovič. From the EU side, it was said that it was crucial to bring the recent change in tone to tangible solutions. Previously, warnings and threats were more at the center of political communication. For some time now, Brussels and London have been bitterly negotiating the status of Northern Ireland after the British left the EU. And the problem is, in order to prevent a resurgence of the violent conflict between supporters of a reunification of the two parts of the island and supporters of the Northern Irish Union with Great Britain, there is still an open border between Northern Ireland and the rest of Ireland. However, this makes goods checks between Northern Ireland and Great Britain necessary so that no goods, as I said before, can enter the EU internal market unchecked. And this is a thorn in the side of many British people. The checks had led to problems in trade. There were sometimes empty supermarket shelves. Both the EU and the British also want to ensure that Northern Ireland can continue to be supplied with all medicines it needs without hindrance. In the meantime, the head of foreign trade at the German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Volker Dreyer, has urged the EU to act in a united and resolute manner and to defend European economic interests. The uncertainty after Brexit would also have been reflected in the trade figures. German investments in Great Britain have declined since Brexit and the referendum, as have exports, said Dreyer. In 2016, Great Britain was Germany's third most important export market, but has now slipped to 11th place. And by the way, Ryanair is withdrawing from London Stock Exchange as a result. A corresponding application had been made to the British financial regulator FCA, and this has nothing to do with the Ferengi, by the way. The company announced that on Friday in London. The last trading day should therefore be December 17th. In the course of Brexit, the volumes of shares traded fell significantly. The listing on Euronext Dublin will remain. But there are still few winners now. A total of 170 jobs are to be created in Northern Ireland by one of the largest packaging companies in the world. Arda Medical Packaging on Friday announced plans to build a $200 million beverage can factory near Belfast to export beverages to both UK and EU markets. The investment is one of the largest greenfield projects in the region since Brexit came into force and is seen as a vote of confidence in the controversial Northern Ireland Protocol. The 2019 protocol gives Northern Ireland free access to the broader UK market, but leaves it within the EU single market for goods. The region is the only place in Europe with free access to both markets. Although the deal is widely supported by businesses in the region, the UK government, as I said, is threatening to suspend part of the protocol while talks with the EU continue. David Frost, UK Minister for Brexit, has claimed that the deal will impose excessive checks on goods being transported from the rest of the UK across the Irish Sea to Northern Ireland, and has threatened to activate the override mechanism of Article 16 in the treaty. You heard about the continued talks on Friday in the video before. Luxembourg-based ARDA, which has its origin in glass manufacturing in Dublin, said its state-of-the-art facility would serve the growing needs of AMP's beverage customers in Ireland, the UK and Europe. The relatively low labor cost in the region were another factor in the company's choice of location. People close to the deal said the factory would create 170 quality jobs, including technicians and engineers. Oliver Graham, CEO of AMP, said, "We are excited to invest in Northern Ireland, support our customers' sustainability needs, and further reduce our carbon footprint by being closer to our end customers." For example, with Coca-Cola with a plant in Lisburn. Last year, Michael Gove, Secretary of State for the top-up, said companies in Northern Ireland would get the best of both worlds under the protocol, and many employers want the Brexit deal to go ahead. And for once, that is something true, Gove said. Rarely, but it happened. ARDA's investment came days after the Northern Irish pharmaceutical company Almec announced that it would create 1,000 jobs in the region over the next 3 years as part of a global expansion. Almec, which develops and manufactures pharmaceuticals and is based in Craigavon, praised the minutes and told its customers that the deal will provide unique, unrestricted and flexible access to the UK, Europe and beyond after Brexit. Not all companies believed that the protocol was a win-win for Northern Irish companies, and many were terrified of the prospect of even more disruption and uncertainty if Article 16 were triggered. "Our exporters are having the best time of their lives right now," said Stephen Kelly, Executive Director of Manufacturing Northern Ireland, a lobby group. This is supported by the booming cross-border trade. Ireland's imports from Northern Ireland rose 60% in the first 9 months of this year compared to the same period last year, according to official Irish statistics. Businesses are concerned that the uncertainty created by triggering Article 16 would be viewed as a real legal danger, added Kelly. He said, "The moment it's done, Northern Ireland will be viewed as legally challenging and the boardrooms and customer orders will be hit the same day. That's just the reality." One company executive who refused to be named said, "Triggering Article 16 would create another uncertainty that will last for another 12 months, if not longer, just as we enter the holiday season." He said a manufacturing company that did not want to be identified had planned to move some operations from Ireland to Northern Ireland to benefit from both jurisdictions, but had put plans on hold while they wait and see how the UK-EU talks are ongoing. "We are not at all happy to be back at this Brexit stuff," said Damien McJanety, a part-time beef farmer and spokesman for the Border Communities Against Brexit group, which is organizing protests on November 20th at 5 points along the border. So today when I'm filming the video, not when you're seeing it. "Order books are full. Businesses are recovering well from COVID-19. That's the last thing we need," said McJanety. "Most business people want to do business." And it's the same with a lot of business people and stakeholders in Northern Ireland. They like the Northern Ireland Protocol. Only a minority doesn't like it. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.